Good morning, kids. It's another Minecraft day. Today we are working on moving ourselves to uh, the new facilities underneath Mouse's village. Um, what we have here is yesterday I built a little bedroom for ourselves. Basically, the last 2 or 3 days I've just been moving stuff back and forth, so it hasn't been really much to show. But I figured, I'd show off some of the decorations and such I'm putting in the bedroom. We each get our own uh, side that's full of stuff. These are those little, um, not item frames, but they're the new equivalent of an item frame. The wooden labels. You can actually put 3 items or 3 stacks of items in these. The recipe for them is you take any vanilla wood slab and just 3 across in the same pattern you would do for, say, a fence or whatever with sticks. I found that they work really great if you put torches in them. They give you added light, more light than what the torch actually gives. So they're probably going to start showing up on my wall all over the place, just as lighting. Now you can probably hear the crushers in the background. Right now we're still unloading cobble from Mouse's excavations, and yeah, it's just been a massive non-stop supply of cobble coming in here. I've got 2 crushers working to crush the cobble, another crusher working to grind it into sand, and we get the odd, and I mean very odd, gold nugget out of gravel. Supposedly it drops an even more rare, it supposedly drops a diamond. I have yet to actually find one drop, but you're looking at, right now I think we've already filled about 6 buckets of gravel for, I think, maybe a dozen or so gold nuggets. So it's worth it. It's a good way to get rid of the gravel, the cobble and crap. What else have I done down here? We put in a tank to hold the forestry. I was building this tank at the tree house, but I moved it. So this is now my force tank. We've actually had it up over half a tank of force, so 2 million buckets of force. So that takes a while to fill. Doesn't take that long actually. I've got a squeezer hooked up here, and right now we're just running it off the power grid, and yeah, I just manually load force crystals into it and it squeezes out, and I just hop her underneath and drops these force shards into this chest. The one thing I don't like about these Buildcraft pipes is you have to have redstone motors pumping the stuff out of them all the time. Now I understand obsidian pipes. I've been doing some research. Obsidian pipes might do the same thing, but they also draw anything that falls around them. So good things, bad things, I guess. Another thing with these pipes is if you're pumping stuff down them, you have really no directional pipe. Like there's no pipe to say go only this way, which is kind of annoying. This is the main power room, and basically that's all this room's going to be, is just primarily just power stuff. I do have a smelting corner set up already, and I'm probably not going to move it again.
That would be good.
But this one is just doing large scale things of ore, and I found, much to my surprise yesterday, there is a difference in yet another ore. You have blocks of lead and you have lead blocks.
Can the lead blocks be broken down into 9 ingots?
Yes, the lead blocks can be broken into 9 ingots. Another thing I did is I'm playing with this Steve's Carts thing. And this here is a milker. Supposed to be an auto milker. I hooked it up with a cage and the milker and 2 side tanks. I have no idea how to drain it if it actually started to work, but it doesn't work. It doesn't milk. It doesn't do anything. The poor cow just sits there and remains held, and I tried putting the buckets in the inventory. That didn't work. So this thing, if you're making one of these things and you know what it is that's needed, then great. Otherwise, this just makes a great way to cage mobs, probably cows. I don't know if I'd want to milk anything else. So to supply my force engines with milk, I currently have to sit here with a bucket and click cow. Whoops. Oh yeah, with lag. Not a good thing to do. The fraps causes me excessive frame rate lag. I'm sitting there, this counter is saying I've got 2 frames per second right now. So yeah, lag. Love it. So anyhow, click cow, get a bucket of milk, click on this industrial tank. This, again, redstone motor pumps it into a pipe. Now I like to try to hide my pipes under the floor. Part of the reason these coke ovens were made so that they're 1 tile off the ground and everything has got ladders 1 tile off the ground is because I'm going to be building a false floor on here after I get all this hooked up and running. I've got 2 or 4 of the coke ovens up and running already. I've got 2 more still at the treehouse that have to come down. And I think, from what I understand, Mouse has at least 1 more hiding someplace. I'm not sure.
What?
But what I've done is, right now these are just fed by chests. Every now and then I got to remember to climb up there and load coal or wood or whatever into these chests. Those go into vanilla hoppers into the top of the coke ovens. Then the creosote is piped into waterproof pipes. Each just has to be powered by a redstone motor for some reason. Some of them work, some of them don't. But each powers into a redstone motor, into the waterproof pipes, into that commercial tank here, and then into a series of biogas motors. Now all the biogas motors they're cooling off again. I probably have to fire lava into them. I find I can't, 4 tanks cannot power 6 motors. 4 tanks can almost power 6 motors, but as you can see, the tanks are all out. They've all run out of coal or whatever. So that can become an issue, is if you're trying to run with biogas, you have to constantly have a good supply of coal. The other thing I do is I've hooked up a standard electric generator to the coal, coke, and charcoal that comes out of these motors. So this basically has a metal chest that fills with charcoal and coal coke. There's a vanilla hopper underneath that into the generator, and this is all vanilla hoppers. I mean, these Buildcraft pipes are great, but like I said, they got to be powered, so instead of 1 square they take up 3. So I'd rather just have 1 square take up and pass pipes. And these Buildcraft pipes, if they don't have a destination, they don't always go to the destination they want, and they throw stuff on the ground just randomly. It's like, oh, I can't load something in the chest, so whoop, on the ground. Which means I go into the cobble room every now and then and I find like an overflow error, and I got, oh, it's a mess. I got cobble all over the place. I gotta pick it up, put it into another chest, and away we go. So I actually find the vanilla hoppers, most places where a Buildcraft pipe will work, the vanilla hopper will work better. Put the vanilla hopper down, and it draws, and then it feeds into a chest. As you can see, we've been running, Mouse has been playing with her beehives. We hooked up a beehive squeezer to do the honey. That's also hooked into the power grid. Throw some buckets in there and it loads it into that chest underneath. That's another, this is the carpenter. I have an auto crafting table. If I want to make a bulk supply of something, I load the chest in behind it. There's a vanilla hopper behind that. That loads into the auto crafting table. That loads into a vanilla hopper, into a thing. And I just fill that chest with whatever resource I need, set the pattern, and walk away. So yeah, we're slowly getting set up here. I have another crusher over here for trying to make dust. I figured put the dust in the smelter, you get double the output, right? You crush the dust, you crush the ore, you get the dust. Put it in the smelter, you get double output. I'm not seeing it. I'm guessing dust only gives you a single nugget, as opposed, or a single ingot as opposed to two. I have to wait until I can clear. This is again my long-standing peeve with the smelter is I can't clear part buckets. I have to bring it up to 9 full ingots, or a multiple of 9 every time. So if I run out of something right now, like I'm doing lead, I was doing lead, and I need enough to fill 1 bucket. Now, and there's no interface to say, oh, I need 1 ingot. So I have to sit there and go find lead and put 1 ingot in and melt it, and then have oddball ingots all over the place, or play with ore and hope that it works or whatever. But that's the way it goes. Again, we're just learning the beast here, so this is kind of fun. Mouse also yesterday, she likes to find recipes for things and build them. This is a wood crafting table of some kind.
It's called a woodworker.
And we have absolutely no clue what it does, or what its purpose is, or what it needs. But hey, she made it. So
it's got something to do with the bees.
And there we go. We have another something to do with the bees thing. Also, yesterday we made a bee analyzer.
Yeah.
Again, we had to use the wiki to figure it out, to build it, yada yada yada. This is going to become main storage. But yesterday she made a bee analyzer. This is the forestry mod 1. This requires honey to be fueled. Come on, load up. Requires honey for fuel for the analyzing of the bee. The bee analyzer then tells you what kind of bee it is. You then load it into a bee analyzer, and this tells you
to be analyzed.
This tells you basically, this is the information you get from this information there is what you get from the forestry bee analyzer. You put it into the thing, you have a computer on top of it, you type in read bee, and it tells you what the bee analyzer is. It says it's a drone, what it does, what its lifespan is, the flowers that it likes, what kind of effect it has on the terrain, its area of operation, how fertile it is, and its species, or its specials. So it gives you a little bit more information, but not a lot. So we're still learning the forestry mod, and this is of course from the computer craft mod. It uses the same Lua program that the turtle uses, so you'd have to become a bit of a computer programmer to understand it. Not a big deal. So we're progressing slowly. So yeah, the move is progressing slowly, and it's been 3 days now, and the quarry is still mining that 50 by 50 hole. So it doesn't, the quarry is not faster, but it is more stable than the turtle. It mines about the same speed with the engines I have on it. Now I'm sure if I could hook it up to a combustion engine or a pair of combustion engines, that thing would just rock. Unfortunately, don't have that ability at this time. So that's it for now, and we'll talk to you again another day.